guys, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what normally happens during a Wip Chat is you can do your own whips, or if you want you can do chores or just sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's been going on during my week or weeks. With that being said, let's get started. So if you haven't noticed already, if you've just been working on something or you're not looking at the screen, I have a bandage on my finger. I did a major mistake this morning where where I unfortunately needed to keep that finger now wrapped. um, so I tore my nail. It's not pleasant. It feels really bad. So I don't know how long I'll be able to diamond paint, but I'm going to try my best to get through some of this. Just because I wanted I have some time today to actually chit chat. But yeah, I just did my nails last night because I scraped off the nail polish when I was um, changing out the shower curtains in my bathroom. And I was like, okay, well, it's time for nail polish, and that way I have a nice new set of nail polish on, and that way I can have something ready for my videos the next day. And then, of course, this morning, as I was taking the cardboard inserts in my out of my daughter's new shoes, it slipped and bent my nail back enough where it tore right right down here near, well, I'll show, like, it's like right around here on that nail, and it hurts so bad. So it's going to take some time for it to heal up. That's for sure. So every time I move my finger, it's like it just has a bit of stinging pain. And I'm just like, man, I am not having the best nail week. My friend mentioned that to me too. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm having the worst luck here. But I hope you guys are doing well today. I decided to switch up my diamond painting to do something to help me kind of get out of my funk. Do something a little bit more colorful. As much as I like purple, it was just like one monotone type of purple, and it felt very dark. Well, not dark, it felt just very gray. And it was just starting to really bum me out, especially with all the confetti. So I thought maybe switch it up, especially since there's a diamond painting event going on. And I'm like, yeah, I think I could do that. In fact, my friend reminded me that there was an event going on. I completely forgot. And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that. So I hope you guys are doing well today. Lots of things been going on around this household. I've been settling in upstairs now that my husband's been taking on more and more meetings downstairs. I've definitely have taken up residence up here. He has told me not to be a stranger, and I just felt like I'm trying not to invade on his privacy. Besides, I need a place to work on when he goes on video camera. So whenever he has a meeting where it needs to be on camera, I am definitely not there. But that means that most of the time I am upstairs now, which is probably a good thing. Since I have to do a lot of laundry, and I hate going up and down the stairs since the laundry's upstairs. So it's just easier to grab all the laundry and throw it into the washing machine and dryer, and then throw it onto my bed and be able to organize it all in one go. So I'm trying to get better with that, because normally I just let it sit. I'm horrible at it. And laundry is like one of my most favorite chores of the whole thing. I'll tell you what my least favorite chore is. Bathrooms. I hate cleaning the bathrooms. If I can, I will pass it on to my husband. I will pass it on to the kids. I'll do it, but I'll pass it on. In fact, that was what I was doing yesterday, was like just cleaning up the bathrooms and stuff like that, and got new shower curtains, and I was like, yeah, I'm being proactive. I'm doing my best. I'm cleaning up. I've been really trying to get into a positive mindset right now. I won't say that I'm completely in a positive mindset, because now I'm like looking outside and I'm seeing pollen, and it's like my force-fated enemy has come. If you guys know, I have horrible allergies, especially around the springtime, and I don't like being outside when it is springtime, because I am a miserable, snotty mess, and my children, unfortunately, has now definitely taken after me. So, my poor kids. Yesterday, when they woke up in the morning, my son was just so congested, and he was just like, I can't breathe out of my nose. And luckily, I still had some allergy medicine from when I bought it last. So, gave that to him. Well, gave it to all the kids. And I ordered some more. Some of it's supposed to come in today. But now it looks like I gotta stockpile that again. Poor kids. But yeah, they're just miserable a little bit. And it seems like they're not getting a break. If we're not getting stomach bugs, we're getting that. And then of course, Jana's getting hit hard with it as ear infections, or she's having some trouble with her ears. So yeah, it's just the poor kids. But so I've been let's see. So I've been dealing with a lot of stuff with the car. I've mentioned before with what has happened with the accident and everything, and it took forever, but they finally ruled that it was no fault. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but they ruled that it was a no fault between my husband and the other driver, and then they finally got it out of the driveway, and decided to take a look at it, and it is considered totaled. It's going to cost just as much to get the car repaired as the car costs. So it was considered completely trashed. So they sent out a check to our bank to pay off what the estimated value was. So and that just finally cleared a few days ago. My husband told me that the gap insurance, thank goodness we have gap insurance, the gap insurance just came in yesterday. So we are in the process of looking for a new car. As much as, it sucks, it's needed, but yeah, we're in the process of going through all that again. My husband wants to get another CX-9. He was kind of talking about a CX-90, but I think with the pricing, it might be not possible, especially with a brand new car. So we're just kind of sitting around looking at all the cars that are used. My husband's kind of wants to do a brand new car, but we're taking it easy, looking at our options. So that's just one of the things that's been going on with, but I'm glad that whole thing is over and done with, considering how long from the same insurance, how long with the house stuff took. I'm just so glad that this didn't take as long. Honestly, I'm glad. Let's see. So I was really bad the other day. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, if you have kids. So my son has been having a wiggly tooth, and it's been wiggly forever, right? And it finally came out at school on Monday this week, and he came home. He told us all about it, and I looked at my husband going, does the Tooth Fairy have $5? To answer you, the Tooth Fairy did not have $5, and we did not have a place to get $5. I even asked my oldest, since she knew all about the Tooth Fairy, like, do you have $5 I can bum off you and pay you back, once we go to the store? And she's like, no. So the Tooth Fairy forgot to show up Monday night. But have no fear. The Tooth Fairy wrote a big apology letter to the poor kid the next day. mentioned that their route was sent up to Canada instead to take care of children up there, and that and gave interesting black hole facts to him, along with a nice, crisp, shiny $5 bill. So I felt bad, but at the same time, we're like, oh, the Tooth Fairy, must have, Tooth Fairy might have been very busy and everything, and thank goodness he was like, okay. But yeah, he has another tooth coming out, which makes sense. The dentist did mention that he's a late bloomer. So now all of his teeth are starting to become wiggly, and he looks so cute with that gap in his mouth. I'm like, oh my god, you're precious. And he's just like, mommy, because he's turning 8. But yeah, and then what's funny is they have a dentist appointment tomorrow, which is when I will be probably posting this. But yeah, it's funny because he has a dentist appointment tomorrow, along with his sisters, and I'm like, I'm just like, well, the dentist is going to see all those wiggly teeth in your mouth, and Jane is all like, I have a wiggly tooth too. And I'm just like, goodness gracious, the Tooth Fairy bank's closed. Out of service, no more. Because it's just like, all last month was like Nicole with losing, I think she has one baby tooth left. And, there's no more. And I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad about it. But, she's excited. But yeah, and speaking of dentist appointments, to keep you updated, I'm going to take a sip of water. I know I'm a little all over the place. I had a lot of coffee today. So speaking of dentist appointments, I to update you with my dental implant. I got the all clear last month. I don't know if I mentioned that, and I had scheduled an appointment for this Monday. I went in to get the impressions done on my teeth and everything, and that was interesting. So now I'm waiting to hear back from them once they're done making the crown and everything. And I mean, like, I can't wait, but at the same time I can wait, but I can't wait. But man, that was a pricey thing. I'm telling myself it's worth it, but geez, spending that much money just always hurts your wallet, no matter what. So yeah, we might be cutting the budget on a lot of stuff for a little bit for that tooth. And it's like, I told him, like, man, I know that this isn't the only dental work I need, because I have that one cleaning, like more intense cleaning coming up in a month, and I have. Let's see, I'm pretty sure, like, after this that they're going to start working on some of my teeth, and I know I need a crown replacement on 2 of my teeth because they're over 6 years old, and they're from a different dental place that I don't, that's kind of considered sketchy. I didn't know it was sketchy at the time. So I know that I still have a lot more to do, and I'm pretty sure I hit my deductible because of how expensive this was for the year. So I'm kind of cringing. I'm like just going to see what I can push off and what I have to get done this year. Sorry about sniffling so much. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but so I've been, like, because of where the dentist place is, it's not too close, but it's close enough to a boba tea shop, and I've ever since I've been watching, like, YouTube videos. I've been obsessed with it for over a year, wanting to try boba. And I mean, I know it's just tapioca, but I love tapioca pudding. So so especially when Nicole gotten boba tea on her birthday weekend with during that whole accident, I was like, I've just been like searching to find a place, just so I could have boba, and I found one close by near my dentist's place. The only problem is that they're not open until 11 o'clock. A lot of places aren't in that area, which, kind of sucks. But, um, but I did get to go there, and it was delicious. I got a balmy sandwich, and oh my god, it was so good. My husband and I was just like, we got to go here every few weeks. So I've we've been there twice, if I remember correctly. We've been there twice. We were going to go this Monday, but I had an early morning appointment, so we went to Dunkin' Donuts instead, and nothing wrong with that. I need coffee, so I had coffee instead. But I had like brown sugar boba the first time I went there, and then the second time I went there, I had the watermelon one, and then I decided to do like one of their refreshers, and it had like jellies and fruit pieces and everything, and oh my god, it was so good. I'm just craving to go back there. I really want to go back there, and I wish I could show you guys a picture because I took a picture of it, but it shows exactly the location. I really don't want you to get a bigger, like know exactly near where I live. So, um, but yeah, it was so good. It was so delicious, and I just want to go back. My husband and I did notice that there was a new store that opened though near near the bouncy place that my kids love to go to. There was a boba place that just opened like literally on the 22nd in February. So we might try that since it's closer. But, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But oh my god, it was so good. And I really want to go back. I really do. I feel like it's going to definitely be good during the summer, especially with all with how hot it is. This winter was very mild, even though we've been having some cold spots. It felt very mild, and I'm just kind of worried how that is going to turn to a hot summer. I hope not, but it may. Let's see. The kids have been doing well. I mentioned that I ripped my nail with my oldest new shoes. We had to do a brand new wardrobe for her. So the kid's growing. I literally had to buy her a brand new wardrobe. Um, that was expensive. Like brand new shoes. I couldn't do a lot, but I went like t-shirts. I got her a couple of pairs of shorts. I mean, like just enough so that way she doesn't look like she's just bursting out of her clothes. I got her a couple of pairs of shorts. I got her a new dress. I got her unmentionables. I got her pajamas because holy cow, she shot up. I'm just like, geez. So she got in a whole brand new wardrobe, and I'll flesh it out a little bit more in the next month or so. But I just wanted to make sure she had something to wear coming up in this week. So she finally got her some of her clothes yesterday. Some of them are supposed to show up today, and then I think the rest are supposed to come by Friday. So we'll see how well they fit. Some of them are already fitting very well. Others are like, it's just going to pass. It'll pass. But yeah, I didn't want her to wear the clothes that she was wearing anymore, especially since it's gotten warmer around here. Except for today. But it's gotten to 80-degree weather sometimes, and she decided to wear shorts that are like way too short on her, and I'm like, this is the only time you're allowed to wear those shorts. You can't wear shorts that show your butt. Sorry, kid. She's like, but these are the only ones I got, and it's hot. But I'm like, yeah, you can wear that around here, but not at school. No. No. So yeah, I finally got her some shorts that are coming in today that should fit her. I cross your fingers. But excuse me. Dang, my allergies are really acting up. But yeah, she So, you guys know all about the school dress code and stuff like that. I'm always going to be worried about her because she's tall. You know how they have the whole, fingertip length kind of thing. And it's just like, well, that all works well and good unless you have, unless, you're in states of growing and your arms are like way longer and or your legs are longer, there's going to be like discrepancies. I just feel like as long as it covers, everything and you're not showing anything, it should be fine. Especially since I bought her Bermuda shorts, so they should be fine. But oh well. So I'm going to cross my fingers because I can't just have her wear capris. It's going to be too hot for that. Let's see what else. And oh, I gotta buy a swimsuit too. She told me that her friend that she goes to every day to her house, that their parents are starting to have open up their pool again, their above ground pool, and she goes, I need a new swimsuit too. And I'm just like, kid, I just dropped like, oh goodness, what was it, like almost $300 on your for a new outfit for you. You're gonna have to wait. She goes, that's all right. We're not going to go swimming until next month. I'm like, well, then you can wait till next month. And I'm like, because right now I'm looking at Michael, and he needs new clothes, and I need to get him some clothes too. Luckily, it's not as desperate need as you, but I still need to get him clothes. And luckily with Jana, my neighbor, she cleared out her daughter's old clothes and gave me all of her kids' clothes around my kids' side. So I have at least a wardrobe already ready to go for Jana. So I was like, hey, I only have to spend enough for 2 out of the 3 kids. I still probably will buy stuff for Jana though to help, bring in some new outfits for her. But I don't have to worry about her most of all, especially since my neighbor knows what Jana likes and found a lot of the frilly and dressy type stuff. So Jana's like on, she's in heaven with all this stuff. I'm like, you're gonna have to wait till I get through all of it and set up your wardrobe. Goodness gracious. But yeah, they're just growing. I can't believe how fast they're growing. Let's see. What else has been happening in this household? Well, I've like I said, I've been trying to get out of funk, and I've been trying to get into a better mindset too. And one of the things I've always been doing right now as of late, I've been just kind of settling with the same old stuff with dinner. And it's just, I've been trying to get out of it, and instead of like just making the same things every single week, I'm still making pasta. So like on Monday, I made pasta for the kids, but instead of just grabbing the spaghetti sauce, I gotta stop for a moment just to mention about this. So, 2 of my 3 kids are very picky about spaghetti sauce. Okay, they do not like eating spaghetti sauce, unless. And this is the same sauce, that I make, if I, so I make spaghetti for the kids, but those 2, they want me to literally just put butter and Parmesan in their food. One of them does not even want Parmesan in her food. But, same spaghetti sauce that I cook on the stovetop, if I mix it all up and put it into the oven with Italian sausage in penne instead, and say bake ziti, right? The kids eat it. I don't, it's same spaghetti sauce, same exact spaghetti sauce. It blows my mind. And they're like, this is the best food ever. But yeah, so anyway, I decided to try something different. I was kind of jealous of my husband. This is how I got the inspiration. So like I've mentioned before, I have, I don't know if it's an allergy, but it's an intolerance for sure. I have an egg intolerance, like, for scrambled eggs, anything, just if it's mostly egg, I can't eat it. So it'll cause me intense pain and I break out in hives. So, he ordered this sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts while I was at the dentist, and it had sun-dried tomatoes on it, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's been so long since I have sun-dried tomatoes. And we have a container. We have a container of sun-dried tomatoes at home. And I just kind of was like, I really want sun-dried tomatoes. What am I going to do? I'm going to make pasta tonight. So I I decided just to look up the internet and figured out I could just make creamy pasta sauce with sun-dried tomatoes, and that's what I did. I literally it was like chicken stock, half and half, various seasonings, and I had onions. I had like the whole thing, garlic and sun-dried tomatoes. I made a double batch. I had red pepper flakes, and it was it wasn't like I need to make some tweaks on it next time I make it, but oh my goodness, it was so good. I was just like, okay, this is what I needed. I needed a slight change. It's still pasta, it's still like spaghetti, but it's not like the same old spaghetti stuff that I've done. And then yesterday, I made chicken fajitas, but instead of just onions and peppers that I normally do, I went with like because my favorite Mexican restaurant here has like zucchini and mushrooms. I'm like, why don't I just add more vegetables? You know, have a bit of protein and have a lot more vegetables. My kids need to eat veggies anyway. So I cut up zucchini, I cut up onions and peppers and mushrooms, and I sauteed the whole thing. And I threw the chicken into the air fryer with some seasoning. I mixed some seasonings together and then just went bam. I think next time though, with that, I'll just put it. I'll chop up the chicken instead of what the recipe called. I'm going to cut that up and then mix it all together instead. But it was so good too. I was just like, okay. And now I'm trying to figure out what's for today, but I think it's kind of late to make to pull anything out of the fridge or out of the freezer. So I might do pancakes because my husband bought strawberries. And I might do like something with that and have a nice little meal for the kiddos. Of course, I don't know how well I'm going to do with my finger like this. Still kind of hurts a little bit. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to cough in the microphone. But yeah, I was just I'm just trying to, change things around, get into a better mindset. Um, and I don't know if it's working or not. I mean, like, there's times where I was like, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more cheerful, and then there's times where I'm back into that slump again. But I'm forcing myself now, which didn't work very well yesterday. So, and I didn't do it today, which is why I got such a late start. But I'm trying to, when the kids get ready for school, what I try to do is, I'm trying to stay up instead of just going right back to bed. And I did that yesterday, and I hit a wall at 11 o'clock in the morning. Like, I was just like, my brain is not focusing. I can't. I feel like I just could not focus on anything. I was listening to like one of my favorite streamers, and I was just like, all I could hear was like, how it's Charlie Brown with the adults going wah 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 wah. And I texted my husband, I'm like, I gotta lay down. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I did. I slept till like 1:40. I was like, holy cow. I was just like, geez, I needed that. And then of course today, I had such a rough time getting to sleep. I decided I wasn't going to try that again. So instead I slept till 10:30. So I need to find that good balance. I need to get to bed earlier. Kind of hard to do that when I do rating in Mythic Plus. Although it probably shouldn't be hard this time around because my rating has gone to 1 day a week, and it's about an hour and an hour and a half of rating before we're done for the day. But I got some stuff I got to do this week. I got a group that I'm with. We did achievement runs last week for my raids, and I've been doing dungeon achievements this time around. I did it on Sunday, and I'm trying to finish it up tonight. I'm hoping I can finish it up, Cross your fingers. um, but yeah, just it's just a lot of that to do. But it's slowing down a lot, and I just got a message from my friends because they were talking about the next season mythics and our favorite dungeons coming back. So the tank that I run with, he's ecstatic about that. I'm just like, oh man, I remember being actually a big help in that run during those times. So I might be useful again. We'll see. We'll see if I'm useful again. Things might have changed. Let's see. So one of the things I've started doing, okay, I gotta take a sip of my coffee. I have my coffee up here too. I'm gonna, it's a silly thing, and it's completely off the subject compared to everything else that I've been talking about. Okay, so I have to have my door closed, during the day. I can't do it at night because I have 3 kids, and my youngest 2, they still come to me in the middle of the night asking for stuff. But I don't know if you guys believe in ghosts. Sorry. I know it's silly. I mean, like, I'm superstitious a little bit, and I have a slight belief in it, but I know that everyone doesn't do it, and I'm like, at the same time, I feel ridiculous about this because it's a relatively new house. We bought it brand new. We bought it like when it was freshly built. We were there throughout the entire process when the house was built. But I swear there is something here, and I've always said this since the twins were very, were new. Like, even when Nicole was young, it's just that. And it's the hallway and the stairs. They give me the heebie-jeebies. I always feel like there's someone there and it's watching me, and it freaks me out. And my husband always kind of brushes it off for a while. He was like, there's nothing there. You're fine, right? And it's just that. So. I know this is so ridiculous. Oh, I got a package. I might have to turn this off in a moment. So this feels so ridiculous to kind of talk about, and I know that a lot of people don't believe in it, and it's probably my imagination. I'm not saying that they're real, but it feels like it. So yeah. Anyway. The last few months, it's gotten to, and I'll talk about when the twins were little. So this is why I feel validated a little bit, because of my husband kind of brushing it off. Okay, so the last few months, I keep saying I'm hearing something rustling in the hallway at night, and it's always the same thing. It feels like someone, well, not feel. I hear someone walking down our hallway and stopping by my door, and I have the door wide open. Because the kids, it sounds like them. The way it shuffles down the hallway, it sounds exactly like them. So, and it stops by my doorway, and I look up, and there's no one there. And sometimes I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's just they decided to not come to my room. So I get up and I walk towards my door, and there's no one there. I check the twins, because usually that's the case, and they're in their beds. No one has moved, and Nicole doesn't move because she's like right across, like it's like our rooms are side by side. And like her door is closed. It's kind of like a white intersection. So her door is closed. Mine is wide open. So it would stop at front of her doorway too. The way that the house is. Anyway, so I've been hearing this constantly, and I've been mentioning it, and my husband's like, well, it's just probably the house settling. Things are, it is an 8-year-old house. It's starting to have creaks and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're right, right? Then one day he decides he's going to take a nap upstairs, right? So he goes upstairs. I have the kids all downstairs so that they're not bothering him. And he comes to me like a few hours later going, did the kids come upstairs at all? I'm like, no. He goes, it sounded like someone ran down the hallway and stopped at my door. I thought one of them was like about to go into our room and decided not to. I'm like, that's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing all this time. And I feel validated, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he hears it too, so that means it's not my imagination, which means that, that there might be something, and now I'm totally freaked out because my door is wide open, and now it's popped open. Okay, that freaks me out. My husband better not be behind that door creeping me out. Okay, because I didn't close my door all the way. But, I just looked up and I saw the door halfway open. And I looked at it like 5 or 10 minutes ago and it was closed. Okay, I'm not gonna freak myself out. Okay, so but yeah, I feel completely validated, but at the same time I am spooked out. I am very like creeped out, and I'm like, okay, did something happen? What's going on? But yeah, when like I've been always I never heard stuff earlier in the years, but when the twins were young, you know how they always like say kids can see stuff, that you can't and everything, and like with Michael and Jana, they would always stare at the stairs like that goes up to the hallway. They would always stare at it all the time. I hated having to go up the stairs to put them into bed, because I would always have to pass the hallway. And then same thing with Nicole, leading Nicole down the hallway to get her to her room and tuck her in bed. And when before the twins got their own rooms, I had basically what was Jana's room. It was considered the gaming, basically it was a loft room. And I had her room as basically the office for my husband and I's computer. And my computer desk was situated up against a corner, and since there's no door, my back is like where the hallway is. So like if I turn around, I see the hallway. And I always felt like there's just something right behind me. And my husband's like, that's because you have a big open space. I'm like, yes, but I just feel like there's something right there staring at me. And I always felt so creeped out. I hated it so much. I was never I'm more happier than when I moved my computer desk downstairs, and yeah, my back was still facing completely open space, but I never had that heebie-jeebie feeling compared to upstairs. And now I get the heebie-jeebie sometimes whenever I just look up and I'm the way my table English, the way my table is situated, and if the door's wide open, I'm like, it's right there by the hallway. And I just I get the spooked out feeling. I'm like, it's creepy. So yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's what I've been dealing with this whole time. I've just been creeped out this whole time, and it's just I don't want to do stuff here. So I always close the door now. It helps muffle some of the sound too. My husband has meetings, and sometimes you can hear them coming up the hallway, like if his door's open and my door is open. So I just kind of close the door to help muffle it, or I have my my tablet that's over here, and I try to play sounds so that way it helps with me not freaking out too much. But yeah, that's my scary ghost story, I guess. It's not scary, but it's just that's weirding me out. Alright, I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'll be right back. I'm going to go and grab my grab my package, and I'll see you in just a moment. Alrighty. So yeah, it was my kids, rest of my kids' clothes. Then it was also the allergy medicine, and then funnily enough, the Holo Taco nail polish I've been waiting for over 2 weeks. Well, a week and a half. Has finally showed up, so which I'm like, well, I can't really use it with this nail right now. luck. But yeah, sorry about like getting all creeped out about what's going on in my house. I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure it's my imagination. But it doesn't stop me from getting creeped out. um, so next week I have a couple of important things coming up. I know it's St. Patrick's Day, but it's also on the 16th, my husband's and I anniversary. It's our first date anniversary. It's also when he proposed to me 2 years later. It's like, so we always try and do something that's similar to our first date. And it's always like such a special time for me. And I'm like, oh, duh. So that it's one of the reasons why we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. Um, but yeah, it's just, I always think it's funny because the way my husband asked me out on a date, I keep saying that it was a pickup line, and he said it wasn't a pickup line, but to me it totally was a pickup line. um, and I think it's so funny. But yeah, I used to work at Pizza Hut in my hometown. I like literally just turned 19, and my dad at the time, he's like basically called me a lazy butt, and I mean, like, I can see how he felt that way, but I still argue, even though I'm now 36 years old. I will argue to the fact that he had me stay home instead of go to college, because I was all set to go to college, because he wanted me to essentially be a glorified babysitter for my little sister. And that's what I did all the time, was just watch my baby sister, because my mom worked, like, she worked early morning shifts and my dad worked late night shifts. So when my mom came home, she would take over, immediately would just take over. Well, my dad kind of just fobbed it off onto me. At least that's what it felt like. And I had to watch her the moment my mom went to work, which was like, goodness, 3 in the morning, if I remember correctly. My dad would basically wake me up out of my bed to tell me to go lay down in their bedroom, because my dad would not go to bed. My dad stayed up until like 7 or so in the morning. So he would be on his computer, and he would be like, okay, you need to make sure that your sister doesn't fall out of bed. So I would have to be like right next to her, and make sure she doesn't fall out of bed and everything. And then it would be like, once 7 o'clock came around, I would wake up, get ready for the day with my sister, and then watch TV or take her to McDonald's, where my mom worked at the time, like, so that way we'll walk home together. Sometimes get a little meal, basically show her off to her coworkers, that kind of thing. And yeah, I can see why my dad would think that, because I didn't have a job. I was just basically loafing around in his mind, and my sister had a job at the time. So he basically was like, time for you to, get out there and get experience. So yeah, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, well, you kind of made me stay home and watch, my sister. And of course, the moment I started working, I had to work the late night shift. Same shift he worked. So he couldn't just fling her off all the time anymore, but he did. So I was basically doing the same stuff that I was doing, and then having to run after and go to start my job. And he would complain about the fact, because it wasn't a walking distance either. It was like he had to drive me to work, and it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'll just take the hour walk, and that's what I did. I walked on the railroad tracks, which is so dangerous, but everyone did it. It's a small coal town. Everyone did it. So it was just like, if I hear the train, I know when to jump, that kind of thing. I know. Looking back, it's like, yeah, you're a dumb 19-year-old, but you know how 19-year-olds and stuff, they think they're going to live forever. But yeah, I walked to Pizza Hut every day. Of course, he was smart enough to be able to pick me up at midnight instead. He didn't gripe about that, but oh man, I hated it so much, because he would drive me back to where he works, and then he would clean up, and it wouldn't be until like 1:30 when we get home. And then I would have to basically go and make sure that my sister was okay, and I didn't get much sleep. I'm like, I'm not the parent in this situation. But yeah, he did not like it when I switched to morning shifts, because at that point then he had to get up and watch her. And he couldn't stay up as long as he likes to play video games. And that's why I didn't play well until after I met my husband. But yeah, it was during the evening shifts when I met my husband. I don't know if I told the story. I might have. But it was during the evening shifts, and the funny thing was, let's see. I think I was still getting into the groove of being a waitress. And I'm not very good with faces. I'm going to say that. I'm kind of horrible at recognizing, people's faces at times. And my husband and his friend came in. They had an order for pickup, and it wasn't ready yet. And I was just like, okay, just, be over there. And I completely forgot, because I'm still completely busy. I'm the only waitress, during the evenings. And I'm just like, I come back to them like 3 separate times asking if there's anything I can do. And in my husband's friend's mind, this means I was totally into my husband and I was totally flirting with him. In reality, it's just I didn't recognize it was the same person 3 separate times. But he hyped my husband up enough to chat me up while I'm folding boxes. I'm folding all the Pizza Hut boxes. Because I had to do that, plus I was washing dishes, and so I was just like in that little area. And it was so funny. Yeah, so he comes up to me and basically is all like, just asking me questions, and then one of the things was like, so, how do the pizza ovens work? And I'm just like, what? You put the pizza in the oven, it goes through. Because I wasn't a line cook. I did everything up front. But yeah, I was just like, they're gas powered. But then he was just like basically asking if I, wanted to hang out anytime soon. And I'm like, and of course my dad's teachings, and I immediately shut it down with, I'm not allowed to date. 19-year-old tells this older guy, I'm not allowed to date. My dad says I'm not allowed. Oh my gosh. And he goes, oh, that's okay. We could, would you like, can I give you my phone number? Still, we don't have to date or anything like that. And I completely went, no. And after he left, I don't know if he was like, he looked like a kicked puppy or anything. I don't remember. I remember just being very, very busy. My manager was like, what was that all about? And I mentioned it, like the guy wanted to, give me a number and everything. And they're like, well, did you do it? I'm like, no, my dad says it's, I shouldn't be taking anyone's phone number. And they're like, you're 19. So I think my dad is so glad but hates the fact that at the same time I got a job, because the job got me some money to help pay for the bills at home, but it also encouraged me to become my own person in a way. Even I didn't work very long at Pizza Hut, but the people there kind of helped push me to basically realize some of the stuff that happens around my household was not completely normal, and that I should probably be my own person and not just parrot everything what my dad says. So yeah, that was one of the things. And I'm making it more lighthearted. There was a lot more. It's some of it was bad, some of it wasn't. But But yeah, I was just like, well, it's too late. And they're like, well, maybe next time if you have someone else come by and you think they're cute, you should definitely take their number. I'm like, okay, rolling my eyes and, not, agreeing to it. But my husband, who wasn't my husband at the time, he comes back to pizza. His friends like talking to his mom and telling them all about me and apparently, and then his that kid's mom told my husband to go back and give me his go back to where I'm working and give the phone number and try again. So he comes back, and it's a drive. It's a drive where he was located, and comes back and was just like, "Hi, it's me again." And this time he handed me his number, and I accepted it, and I gave him back my phone number because at the time I had a track phone, and I also gave him my home phone, and uh, he did call me and scheduled a date to the Chinese restaurant. But here's the funny thing: after that, I didn't talk to him for months. So we had our first date, and then I didn't talk to him for months. And my husband thought that I lost interest in him. That's not the case. I lost his phone number, and I'm horrible at numbers. And I was so sheltered that I didn't realize you have to put in the area code because his wasn't a West Virginia number. His was like a Carolina number, and I didn't realize you have to put in. When I finally found it, I didn't realize you had to put in the area code first. So I was trying to call him and it wasn't getting through until like one day I was just like, well, the numbers are different compared to my number, like right here, the area code, and I'm like, I wonder if I should put this in first. And I did, and he didn't answer, but it was his name. I was like, and I was just like, "Hi, I don't know if you remember me. I'm the Pizza Hut girl that you asked out to go to the Chinese restaurant. um I was just wondering if you would like to talk." And yeah, that's how we started, chit chatting again and got together. Found out that he was a truck driver, and I'll talk more about all that later on, like some of the stuff that has happened because I decided to go on the truck with him and everything, and I had a lot of encouragement from my coworkers at Pizza Hut to go. um, but but yeah, it was just like that was a kind of a wild ride of like, oh my god, like, and then he keeps saying it's not a pickup line with how the pizza ovens work, but it's totally a pickup line. but but yeah, our first date was at that was at a Chinese restaurant, which was in town. It was on the outskirts of town that I never went to. Like, it was right near my high school, and one of my band members, she her parents owned the place, and I just never ate there. Uh, and when I got there, I was like, I just was so confused about what to eat because I never ate Chinese food before, and my husband's just like, okay, let me order something for you, and he ordered me orange chicken, and I was just like, I picked at it the whole time. It was good. I was just so nervous. So but and the worst thing was, like, we went to go to the park afterwards, and I left my leftovers in his bag in his truck after he dropped me off. So I never took my leftovers with me. So he was like, "Hey, free food." When he got home. So, but but yeah, it was just it was funny. It was really funny. But it was a cool day. So we always try and kind of do we try and recreate it. Sometimes it's still Chinese food, and walk around the park. Sometimes it's just it's sushi. I can't eat sushi anymore though, unfortunately. Um, and sometimes it's just a drive to a park kind of area and just sitting there and just chit chatting while eating food instead. We always try and do that. I know it's sappy, but I like it. Um, Can't really do that too often whenever it gets cold. It's supposed to be warmer, hopefully next week. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it drops down to the 50s again. This weather's weird, guys. Um, but yeah, you got to hear a sappy little story right at the end. I'm going to actually stop for now because it looks like it's getting close to getting the kids, and I want to make sure that they get a snack ready when they get home. But I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!